Good morning, happy Tuesday. It is January 8th and I have morning duty until March 8th. So I will be here every morning very early for a long time. I'll chat with you later. Good morning, I'm back again. We just finished practicing our school-wide positive behavior support expectations. Yes, we call that SWPBS. And basically that means if you're not one of those schools, you just teach the students explicit expectations for every area of the school, and all the students are supposed to hear the same language, the same vocabulary from every single person that they will interact with. So we just went over the cafeteria, and I showed a little bit of that, and then the restroom. And we didn't use our restrooms, we used first grade, but you know, these kids are used to those. Plus they use them if they need to go to the restroom during recess. So now they're at art, and I'm back and I have to set goals for AR for third quarter. So I'm gonna go do that in just a minute. But before I go, I thought I'd show you my outfit. We haven't really done anything yet today. No power hour this week because we're alternating between doing phonics screening for those that scored very low on their iReady diagnostic, and also we're going to be doing the return to expectations week because after a break, it's always good to review everything that the students are expected to do. So I am wearing a kind of buffalo plaid dress. It's a high-low dress, and I've got some black leggings on underneath and some black boots. I've got my chameleon ring, my sparkly nails. I got these from Walmart, and I'm gonna back up so you can see what I've got on. And this belt is so old, I don't remember where I got it. Probably, I'm going to say either Cato or Maurice's. All right, let me back up and you can see the whole thing. I gotta say, coming in a week ago on Monday, New Year's Eve, was good since I was already doing a lot of stuff in town because I cleaned up this corner right here. I had a bin piled to the hilt with all kinds of stuff. Stuff from Halloween, stuff from Thanksgiving, stuff from our Monsters, Inc. classroom transformation, and just random things. So it's good. I put it in the closet, but at least it's out of the way. Now this is another story. This is driving me bananas, and I need to fix it because I can handle like one stack, but there's no counter space left, and it's driving me crazy. Okay, I need to show you something that a student brought me today. Now, I didn't know it was for me. She came in the door, and I was like, good morning. And she goes, I have cinnamon rolls. I went, ooh, can I smell them? And she opened them up, and I'm like, they'll smell good. She goes, they're for you. I went, they're for me? She's like, uh-huh. And I went, oh my gosh, thank you. That's awesome. That's wonderful. So check it out. Look at this. How amazing is that? Like, that's never happened in my life. So there's always a first for everything, isn't there? So sweet. So I'll probably have one of those today. I actually ate breakfast at home today. Shocker. After I fed all the cats, I thought, you know, making my coffee, I'm gonna go ahead and heat up one of my breakfast bowls that I had at home and let it cool a little bit while I'm taking my shower. And then when I got out, of course, it was kind of cold, but I just heated it a tiny bit and I was able to eat the whole thing. So I almost drank an entire cup of coffee this morning and had breakfast before I came to school early for morning duty. The world has gone mad, let me tell you. So I'll probably eat one of these in a little bit. I'm excited. Today's going to be basically pretty much a normal day, except for we didn't have power hour, which is okay. So we're starting chapter 5 in Go Math, and I think that's the last chapter in book 1. So when we move on to the next chapter, we'll be starting book 2, which always marks the halfway point of life because then we only have like 4 chapters left or something. So today's lesson is going to be breaking apart a 1-digit subtrahend, say that 3 times fast, to subtract it from a 2-digit number. So basically we're going to take a 2-digit number and subtract off a single-digit number. And then tomorrow we're going to take a 2-digit and subtract a 2-digit. And then Thursday we'll be doing 2-digit subtraction with regrouping, which hopefully won't be a big deal because I've already taught this for power hour a couple times, like a couple sections of it, a couple rounds of it, so weeks and weeks of it. So I have lots of extra activities I can pull if I need to. And that is going to be our next thing for power hour again for the kids that need it. And then the other kids will move on to harder, you know, more advanced, expanded math of that. So like 3-digit and multiplication. All right, I need to look at my data here and figure out what the heck is Stan these kids' new AR goals need to be, because they still have their old flowers on their little thing on the iPads. And they're like, look, I only took 1 quiz and I'm already here. And I said, remember I told you I have not reset your goal for 3rd quarter. So it's just adding on to last quarter's right now. But you will have a new goal by tomorrow morning. And they're like, oh, I mean, they were super excited. Like 1 quiz and I did this. And I'm like, I'm sorry to burst your flower bubble, but realistically that would never happen unless you got, you know, 1,000 points or something. But yeah, but good job on getting 100% on your points. That's great. So I'm going to do that, and I'll try to pop back in intermittently and let you know what we're doing. Look at all the kids that didn't understand what was going on in math today. There are too many to do a small group. There are only like 5 that did understand, so we're going to redo our lesson. Oh my goodness. And here's what we're working on. Working on our New Year's goals, people. And we're putting the hat on our toast. That's what the afternoon will be. These right here on the flat book. And then here's what the toast looks like once you get the hat put on it. It's so cute. Those will be out in the hallway. I think I showed this yesterday, but we did a directed drawing where they made a party hat. It is now time for me to go pick up the kids from lunch. I've put new dots on their AR cards. I have set their goals for 3rd quarter, so I'm so excited. Let's go get the kids. Here are all the things that we have completed so far. There are the little flat books, and the kids got to clip them onto their clip. And then there are the little light bulbs where they put what they thought was going to be great about this year. There are the popping into the new year balloons and the party toasts. Hello, I'm back home again. It is a little after 5, and we stopped by Walmart to get some foil star stickers because I couldn't find mine. I'm sure I have them somewhere in my room. And I got some coffee filters because we use those for snack, and I don't have enough left for a class set even. So I got 4 of those, and then I got a ton of distilled water because the Walmart that I usually shop at stopped carrying it, and we need it for our Keurig and for my husband's CPAP machine so he can breathe at night. And so happy to be home. I have 1 more meal from HelloFresh that I need to cook so it doesn't go bad. So it's not Hello Not So Fresh. So it's a chicken meal this time, and we're going to be making sweet as honey chicken. Look at the prep time, 5 minutes. I can handle that because you microwave the green beans. Yay. I just fed all of the gajillion cats, and now I'm ready to cook for us. My husband should be home at a normal time today, I think. So here are the ingredients that we have to work with. They look pretty yummy. Although neither my husband nor I really care for ginger, so I think I will probably leave the ginger out of this recipe, even though it's got ginger in it. I'm not going to use it. That's the thing about these recipes. You can make it closer to your own by not putting something in. Like if there are onions, I don't necessarily use very many of them. So this looks very nice. It's sweet as honey chicken with green beans over jasmine rice. So yum. Let's see what's in our bag of tricks here. Okay, in our bag we have green beans. We have a soy sauce. We have garlic. We have jasmine rice. We have white wine vinegar. We have chicken stock. We have a lime, ginger root, and some honey. Plus 2 chicken breasts. All right, so you can see there are not a ton of ingredients, so it's not going to take a lot to prep them. As always, we are going to wash and dry the produce, which isn't much. I'm going to wash the lime. I'm going to wash the green beans. I'm going to rinse the chicken, pat it dry. And I'm not using the ginger, so that can just go in the freezer. I'm not sure any of us in our family really like ginger, so that might just be something I donate to someone else. So let me go wash these things and I'll be back. All right, I have washed and dried all the produce. There's not much to it. Some of the green beans have already shuffled off this mortal coil. They were slimy. So down the garbage disposal they went. My husband is not a fan of fresh green beans anyway, So I'm going to be making him another thing of Parmesan green beans because he loves those. So I will eat these. And then I've got my lime that's clean and my garlic cloves. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a cup of water to a small pot for the rice and a little bit of salt. And we're going to boil it on the stove. Okay, while that's doing its thing, we're going to mince the garlic. My little garlic press here. Just going to do one at a time. So there's one. Okay. All right, now I've got the garlic minced here in a little pile. You're going to cut the lime into wedges. Smells so good. Smell that garlic off of there. It says to mince the ginger until you have a tablespoon. I'm not going to use that because we do not care for ginger. All right, once the water boils, you're gonna add the rice to the pot of water. So I'll get the rice open. Meanwhile, over here, we're gonna drizzle oil in this pan. I'm gonna put the chicken in here that I've rinsed and dried. And we're going to salt and pepper this. On both sides. Now we'll do a flippy. Voila. And we're going to heat that over medium-high heat until it's no longer pink. And remove from the pan and set aside. Then in the same pan, you add another drizzle of oil and add the minced garlic and the ginger if you used it. Then you cook it till it's soft and then put the vinegar in it and reduce until it's dry and evaporated. Starting to get a little boiling action going in the pot. Can't really tell. Steaming up the camera. All right. Now we wait. The chicken is cooking along nicely. The chicken is about done. And the rice is about done. We're almost finished cooking this whole meal. All right, I'm going to remove the chicken from the pan onto a plate. Set it aside. I'm going to take my garlic a little bit of oil. Cook that for about a minute. Reduce the heat. Starting to smell really good. Okay, then we take the white wine vinegar and we put 1.5 tablespoons into the garlic pan. Okay. And we're going to let it reduce until it's almost evaporated. And the honey. I'm gonna simmer that until it's like a glaze. It says to simmer it for 2 to 3 minutes. And then you're gonna put the chicken back in the pan. All right, that's the rice. Oh, it looks good. I'll show you this. There's my Picasso, always ready to help. Oh, this is starting to smell really good. Okay, it's getting thicker. I think maybe just a tiny bit more. And then we'll put that chicken back in here with it. The chicken. Smells good. Put that back in. Okay, it says toss to coat. Kind of stirring it around. There's the chicken with the glaze. Yum. We'll set that to the side. Okay, I don't microwave plastic wrap anymore, so I'm going to use paper towel. Said to put the green beans in a medium microwave safe bowl with a splash of water. And then cover the bowl, poke a few holes, which you don't have to do that because it's ventilated. And then microwave high until just tender. We'll be working on the Parmesan green beans in a little bit too. I made these for the last meal that I did. While you're waiting for things to do their deal for a couple minutes is a great time to start cleaning up your messes. Like throw away your trash, put your dirty dishes in the dishwasher, wipe up any messes that you made, because you know you're gonna make some. And put things in the fridge if they need to go in the fridge. Okay, I think the fresh green beans are ready because it said to microwave until just tender. Now I'm gonna put the canned green beans in the microwave and I'm gonna microwave them for 4 minutes. With this, I need to drain off the water, heat a drizzle of olive oil in a medium pan. Okay, we're gonna throw this in the pan with some salt, a little bit of pepper, and a squeeze of lime. Toss it around. All right, my other green beans are done. I'm gonna throw like a tablespoon of butter in here. And let that melt a little. And then about a 1/4 cup of Parmesan. Toss that around. Let that melt some more. I'm gonna put that back in the microwave. Now I'm gonna plate up the meal. So here is the bed of rice and the green beans that I just sauteed. Yummy chicken. Some of that yummy glaze. Check that out. Yum! Looks delicious. When my husband gets home, we will give it a try and I'll let you know what it tastes like. But it looks delicious and it smells awesome. Hi, supper is just waiting for my husband to come home. He just called a little bit ago. He's on his way. I've got my shirt de-wrinkling in the bathroom here. So I hate to iron. So I will just kind of spritz my clothes. Usually it's my shirts, and let them hang overnight so they can de-wrinkle themselves. Yes, shirt, iron yourself. And I just washed my face. This is just like Neutrogena foaming cleanser. And I just use the little facial things from Dollar Tree. I like them. They're good for the classroom to use as dry erase erasers, and they're great for your face. And you can throw them in the washing machine. I love that. I just throw them in with the towels every week, and then I've got to clean one all the time. I've got my stuff laid out here. I always lay out my makeup so I can just grab it and put it on. And as I'm putting it on, I put it back in my little bag because I do take this to school with me just in case something happens really terrible to my makeup and I need to touch it up. I don't know that I've really ever used it except for maybe when I have parent-teacher conferences, because by the end of the day, my makeup has like melted and kind of fallen. Like I have, you know, the corners of my eyes have eyeliner in them and stuff like that. So I can touch it up if I need to. Here's my pineapple onesie right there. Okay, so we're just going to be waiting for my husband to come home before we can eat, but I think I'm going to head downstairs because I've got my clothes ready, except for socks. I always get out everything. I pick out my jewelry. I need to do that too. I always pick out my clothes, my jewelry, my socks. I lay out my shoes, my makeup. I always get my iced coffee poured into my cup the night before and freeze it overnight. I have my water cup ready by the refrigerator so I can fill it in the morning. I have my coffee cup on the Keurig ready to brew. Anything I can do ahead of time, I do, because I don't want to get up any earlier than I already do. My normal getting up time is 5:30. Yeah. That sounds really gross to say your normal time to get up is 5:30, but I know a lot of us have to do that to get to school on time. And now, unless I can really Zoom, I need to get up even earlier because I need to get to school earlier for morning duty. Yay. Okay, so I need to pick out jewelry. I'm not feeling very adventurous, so I'm just going to wear some leggings. It's been getting increasingly colder every day this week. So Monday, yesterday, was like high of 68 or something. It was weird. Then today's high was like 52. And then tomorrow's high is like 40. So I've been getting warmer clothes out every day. So I'm going to have a sweater and a shirt tomorrow and some leggings as usual. And I need to figure out which boots I want to wear. I have some blue ones. My leggings have blue in them, so maybe I'll do that. I don't know. And then some jewelry. I'm not sure if I want to go with a color or if I want to go with silver. I don't know. We'll see. You'll see tomorrow when you see me because I haven't decided. So I'm going to go and just kind of relax. I'll pop back in and let you know how that meal was though. And then I'll close off for the evening. I just did not feel like being civilized and sitting at the table. So I'm on the couch because I just wanted to put my feet up, put on my warm blanket, my warm onesie, and watch TV while I ate. So we're going to try this now and see what we think. Here's the chicken with some rice. Oops, or not. Can't get it to stay on the fork. Try the chicken. Some rice. Yeah, it's good. It's very mild. Of course, I know these green beans are good here. I'm gonna try one of these dudes and see what it tastes like. These are pretty good. They could use a little more seasoning, but they're pretty good. I would say this is a good meal. What do you think? Good. Good. All right. 2 thumbs up. Thanks for joining me. See you next time. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I've made it to the halfway point of our first week back. Yay. I have been doing phonics screening with lots of kids this morning, and they've been working on their Unlock the New Year challenges with their partners. That blue paper you see on the board there has partners on there, and I purposefully partnered a higher math student with a lower math student so they could work on those challenge papers together. And it's a countdown to the new year. If you remember me showing you that in one of my earlier vlogs when I was talking about the New Year party and doing Unlock the New Year challenge, they go from 10 down to 1 in the challenges, and it's all math review for 2nd grade, which is awesome because after 2 weeks off for Christmas break, they haven't been thinking about math, so it kind of gets them back in the groove And maybe that'll help me when I do my math lesson later too. We'll see. I thought I'd show you my outfit. Then I need to go print out the report cards because they're going home today. So I am wearing something very warm because it's freezing. It's 32 degrees right now. Monday was like 68 or something, 64, 68, something like that. Yesterday was like in the 50s. Today, super cold. I think there's a high of 39 today. Brr. So I've got a lot of layers on. I have a gray sparkly long sleeve V-neck t-shirt. I have a drapey sweater. I have some leggings and some short boots. And then I have some very sparkly jewelry because I just felt like being sparkly. This is all from Cato. All matches. This is a chameleon ring. And I don't have a watch on today. I haven't been wearing them for a while. And I'll show you what it all looks like together. Let me show you what my leggings look like and my little boots. So there are my leggings. Just came from Walmart. The boots, I believe, are from Cato. The sweater's from Cato. The shirt, I believe, is from Target. I just have like a little undershirt on here. Yep, that's what I'm wearing today. I ate breakfast, partly at home and partly in the car because I heated up a breakfast burrito. And I actually drank an entire cup of coffee before I got to school today. Crazy. So my little cup is empty. So I have a Keurig back here though, as you can see. I haven't fired it up yet this year, but I probably will today because it's super cold and I could use some more caffeine, honestly. I've been working on my iced coffee between testing kids because we started testing right off the bat today. We have no power hour this week so that we can teach our SWPBS expectations alternately with doing our phonics screening. And that is part of our dyslexia screener thing that we're doing. So anyone that scored below a certain number on our iReady diagnostic reading test in December is on the list to be tested for phonics. So I have 14 students. Yeah, there are only 8 that I don't need to test of my entire class. Yeah. So thankfully though, the reading teacher down the way here that's on our 2nd grade floor said, hey, I can help you because I don't have phonics groups now. And I'm like, oh, that'd be awesome. So she actually came in this morning because she does power hour with us as well. So she has that time available. She came and said, do you want to send some kids to me? And I went, that'd be great. So I think she's tested 3 and I've tested 3. So we're cooking along, but it's going to be an all-day thing. And it's really hard to keep the rest of the class quiet enough so that you can hear the sounds that the students are telling you because you score them by how many sounds they tell you correctly. So it's really important to hear them. Yeah. So I keep having to say, guys, remember, you're a 6-inch voice. Shh. You're just talking to your partner. Nobody else. Nobody else should hear you. Shh. But they get excited. They forget, you know, and it's just like, shh, shh, shh. I can't hear them. Please be quiet. This is important. Theoretically, they tell you, but this is just like, you know, crazy, that each screening should take about 5 minutes. If you know what you're doing, it probably might take 5 minutes, but not if you have a kid that's a slow test taker because they tell you those sounds very slowly. I'm thinking 10 to 15 minutes per kid is probably more reasonable. Plus, like, you've got this kid's leaving and you're having this other kid come over. You're putting their name on their paper, blah, blah. I could fill that stuff out before they come over, honestly, because I know who I'm going to test. And I've been sending the papers with the kid when I send them down to the reading teacher. So that's been helpful, too. I'm just marking kids off the list as I go. One of my students is not here today, though, of course. That always happens when you're trying to test, doesn't it? I'll just grab him tomorrow sometime through the day if he's here. We're supposed to have the data entered in the little Google grid thing by Friday. And we're also supposed to have all of our kids put into the grid for power hour by Thursday so that we can meet on Friday at lunch to figure out who's doing what, because we don't know how many kids are going to be in each grouping. So we don't know exactly how many teachers are needed for each group. So lots of grouping today. So I'm going to print out my report cards, finish some of my iced coffee. And then after my kids come back from music today, we're going to take a restroom break, as we always do, and then go watch the Wizards basketball team do some fancy moves in our gym for an assembly. So that's really cool. We come back from that, we'll have snack. I'm going to review the math lesson from yesterday that was just really terrible and start on the new one because it just builds. So yesterday's lesson was a 2-digit number subtracting a 1-digit number. And then today's lesson is a 2-digit number subtracting a 2-digit number. But it wasn't the subtracting that was the problem. It was the strategy that we were teaching. So we were teaching breaking it down, and it was complicated for the kids. They were like, what? So you're making a number bond. You're taking the ones off the 2-digit number, taking it off, using that as one of the numbers in the number bond for the single-digit number that you're subtracting. I know it sounds very strange. It kind of is in my mind. I understand it though, so I'm able to explain it, but the kids are just like, why? Why are we? And I'm just like, it's to show how you're thinking. It's just helping you break down numbers, helping you understand how the numbers work. One kid, he was about to cry. I don't understand it. And I had gone over and worked with him individually for about 10 minutes. And I said, okay, where are we getting confused here? Okay, so I started at the very beginning. Do you understand this part? No. He didn't understand the very beginning of it. He didn't understand why we were taking the ones off. After trying to explain it to him, like seriously, for 10 minutes, I went, can you just subtract without using that strategy? He goes, yeah. Okay, just do it. Do it. Because honestly, he's a kid that can do it in his head. Math is super easy for him. These strategies just upset him, honestly, because he already knows the answer. He's like, I don't understand why I have to do this. And I'm like, I'm just teaching you the strategy so you understand how to do it. Now, you don't have to use it later, but you need to show me that you can sort of try it here. Like, give it a try. If that's not the strategy for you, then don't use it again. It's fine. Personally, I don't think they should be limited by the strategy that we're working on, because the whole point of it is to subtract, right? Am I wrong? The whole point is to be able to subtract. I understand teaching the strategies, helping them think about things a different way, but not every kid's going to think that way, which is what I tell them. Not everyone thinks the same way when they figure problems out, which is why we teach you all of these different strategies, because one of these strategies is going to be like, ooh, that one's cool. I like that one. That's going to work for me. Another strategy might be like, whoa, I don't like that one. That does not work. It makes no sense. That's why we teach a whole bunch of them to you. But I don't think a kid should be penalized if they can't do a certain strategy, because that kind of defeats the purpose. Anyway, rant over. That's my problem with Go Math right there. That right there. All the different strategies. And like on their tests, they tell you to use a specific strategy. And if you don't use that specific strategy, the answer's wrong. No, I can't do that to a kid. If you take 4 minus 2, and that's 2, and you didn't use the break apart strategy or whatever they're trying to get you to use, it shouldn't be wrong. You just didn't use that strategy, but it shouldn't matter. Okay, rant over for real now. I'm going to get back to work. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, boy. And then he been running down the hallway like a little chicken. You guys are a great audience. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Great job, Bernice.
Whew. That assembly was awesome, wasn't it? I tried to get just a little bit of it. Now, when he pulled kids up, I couldn't obviously film them. He pulled one little boy up, and it was so funny. It was one of the 2nd graders, one of the sweetest, kindest, most responsible, most helpful 2nd graders you would ever want to meet. And he was just giving him such a hard time. He's like, dude, you're talking smack. Like, I heard you say in the hallway you could do basketball better than me. And he's like, is that true? And he's like, yeah. And so he would do a trick and he'd go, okay, do it, dude. It was really fun. So that guy obviously loves kids and loves basketball, and he has learned how to put the two together and make it work. Oh, goodness. I'm still fighting with printing these darn report cards, and it took forever to get this PowerPoint thing about context clues to come up. I'll share the link for that down in the description box, because I thought it was a good introduction to context clues for my class. It basically says, think like a shark, and there are 4 different ways to figure out the meaning of a word in a sentence or a passage. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I went downstairs and I went all the way back upstairs again. So that's a freebie on TpT, and I'll definitely link it for you below. I was planning on testing on this particular standard this week for the report cards, but I don't want to rush through it and have the kids be like, what? I want them to get the full lessons for everything and get a lot of practice first, because that's not fair to them just because it was kind of a last minute thing. So I've got the envelopes made for the kids' report cards, but only 4 report cards are printed, and I've been trying for 3 hours now. So I need to like shut my computer down because it's not working. So I'm gonna eat some lunch. There was chocolate cake in the kitchen, which I don't need, but I feel like I want today, just a little bit. So I'm gonna have that and fight with these darn report cards again. One of my sweet team teachers gave me these labels today. This is awesome to put on the envelope that the report card goes home in, and they can sign this and send the envelope back so that we know that it got home and it was seen. Because sometimes kids are like, whatever, it's just paper, who cares? So, and honestly at this point, they don't get grades, but they do get marks on proficiency. Then the parent is aware of where the kid is falling educationally, a little bit at least. I have one student that's just kind of all over the place today, and it's kind of wearing on me because it's like every second I'm having to redirect, please move over here. No, I said over here. No, please over here. And he's bothering other students and just all kinds of stuff. So I may have to do something a little more drastic with that one. I'm having to log back into my computer because I shut it down because I just gave up. One of my other team teachers suggested that I try to hook to a different one of the levels of the Wi-Fi that we have, because there's like district and there's wireless and there's just different things you can click on. So we will try that. We were having trouble with our iPads yesterday to take AR quizzes and to get on things. And I'm having trouble with all kinds of stuff today too. Like just even opening a PowerPoint. Just a PowerPoint. So I don't know if it's my computer that's being super slow or if it's a combo of things. Maybe there's just too much stuff up on my computer right now. I don't know, but I've got to get these report cards printed because they go home today and it's like 12:15. I need to get this figured out, man. All right, I'm going to work on that and try to eat a little bit of something and then move on with my day. I got another student phonics screened, so I think I have 6 or 7 done now. Yes, I have 6 completed because the reading teacher was helping me too, and I have 8 left. So that's what I'll be doing. They're due Friday, so I do have a few days, but I have a few kids I want to listen to read. So, I don't know. You can only do what you can do, right? And you just make the best of it. So I'm going to keep plugging along, and I'll check back in later, let you know how it's going. Oh my goodness, there's deer out here. I haven't seen them for a while. Oop, got a kitty at my feet. Look. Look at them. Oh, they're so pretty. Oh, got a cat meowing at me. Oh, they're so pretty. Oh, hey, sweet boy. Hi, buddy. You hear him purring? Hello. Extreme close-up. Sweet baby. Hi. I didn't get a chance to get back on later because I ended up not having any time after school. So I had a girl who seemed kind of upset when she came back from recess. And I tried to talk to her on the way back to our classroom, but she didn't want to talk. And so I didn't push it. And then she came and said, can I talk to you? And I said, sure, let me get the class doing something. And then, because she said, can I talk to you privately? I said, yeah, let me get the class doing something. Well, we ran out of time because we needed to, I had report cards to give to them and I wanted to make sure they packed them correctly and had some important papers to go home. So I was having them do all that with me. And then she needed to go to another room for interventions. And I was like, crud, I didn't get to talk to her. Well, then after school, she came to me and said, can I talk to you when everyone leaves? And I said, yeah, of course. So we had like a nice little talk about what happened at recess and, you know, why she was upset and things like that. So she went home feeling a lot better. And I had, you know, as teachers, we always have a lot to do. We have tons and tons of things. There's always a never-ending to-do list. And I did have a lot of things I had planned to do after school. But you know what? In the grand scheme of things, was it really going to matter if I got those things done today? No. But did it matter to that girl that I took my time to spend with her and acted like I had nothing better to do? Yeah, I think that made a world of difference for her. And she went home feeling good about things instead of upset about things that had happened earlier. So I felt like that was time well spent. So because of that, I left a little bit later than I wanted to, but I think that that was a good way to spend my time. So I'm happy that I was able to help her because I felt really bad that I didn't get to talk to her before she had to leave. Thankfully, I was able to talk to her when she came back from her class and we could kind of square things away. We kind of made a plan for tomorrow. She's going to talk to some people that kind of caused her to be upset at recess and kind of work things out with them. So she left feeling good. I said, do you feel better now that we got to talk? And she said, yeah, thank you for talking to me. And I said, of course, honey. I wish I could do this more. I wish we had more time to talk about things because it's important and I care about you and I don't want you to be upset. And, you know, she was just really happy and gave me a big hug. And then I took her to the dismissal spot so she could go home. So that just made me feel really good. It was just one of those days where, you know how you just kind of get in a groove where you're like, am I making any difference? Am I getting anywhere with these kids? Like, because they can be very frustrating little people, honestly. And you don't know if you're making any difference at all. And then you have that moment and it just makes it all worth it. You know, all the stuff that you put up with, all the stupid crud that goes with teaching that has really nothing to do with actual teaching. It's just all the things that politicians and administrators throw at you. And when you get down to the people aspect of it, then you really feel like you're being a teacher. So I just wanted to share that nice little moment with you because it made me feel really good and made her feel really good. That was a good way to end our day. Even if I came home a little later than I could have, whatever, no biggie. And I don't need to cook tonight because I've cooked all my HelloFresh meals and we have some leftovers from pizza from Saturday. So my husband can have that and I can have my leftover chilies from Sunday and we're all good. And Caitlin's already got food. She's eating right now. So I can just get ready for bed. I always like to put on my pajamas when I get home because then I feel relaxed. So I'll pick out my clothes for tomorrow and all that stuff. I've already got my iced coffee in the freezer and I got my water cup ready and I got my coffee cup ready. And I feel like I can just chill tonight. I don't need to do report cards. I don't need to do lesson plans. I probably should work on my newsletter, but I can do that tomorrow. Actually, we have the AR 100% reward party tomorrow, which is a movie. They get to watch Incredibles 2. And so while they're doing that, I can be working on stuff on my computer because we'll be in that room for like an hour and a half. And it's just in one of our rooms in the building. It's not like we're going to a movie theater. We're going to go to one of the meeting rooms. So I feel like I can work on stuff then. Plus I have counseling tomorrow. So that's another half hour that I can do things. So I feel like tonight I can just be me. I don't need to be Mrs. Bond. I don't need to be wife making food. I can just be a lump on the couch in my lovely furry fluffy onesie and just kind of relax for a while. I'm kind of thinking I might want to put a wreath together tonight if I can. So we'll just see. We'll just see how that works out. And if I do, I'll show it to you because I have like a snowy one I'd like to do because it's winter and I want some snow in my life. And maybe that's the only way I'm going to get it at this point because the weather doesn't know what it's doing. Although when I looked at the forecast this morning, it showed snow was possible for Friday and Saturday. So we'll see. It won't stay though because it's not cold enough. But maybe we can have some pretty snowflakes falling at least and enjoy that part. Okay, so I'm going to say goodbye for today. Get ready for bed and just enjoy the rest of my night. I hope that you have had a good week to this point. By the time you see this, it'll be the weekend. So I still have a few more days left of my week and your week is over by now. So I hope you had a great one and I'll see you tomorrow.